Jefferson, 4th and 5th graders. It's Miss Golden. I miss you. I miss you so much. I hope you're doing well. I know you've been busy, online, doing a ton of work for your teachers, or maybe you've taken a break from that for a little bit because it's making you feel like you can't get it all done, and that's okay, right? But I hope that you've been connecting with your classmates on Zoom, or maybe you're chatting with them on the phone. Maybe you're sending letters. Today we're going to talk about what to do when we have a horrible, bad day, okay? We're particularly going to talk about anger and what we do when we feel angry. I know that some of you feel angry sometimes. It's normal, totally normal. I feel angry sometimes. Your teachers feel angry sometimes. Everyone feels anger sometimes. And how do you know when you're feeling angry? That's right. So your body gets hot, maybe your heart beats fast, you start to feel maybe a little dizzy, your fists are clenched, you might want to hurt someone when you're angry, okay? Or you're annoyed at someone, you might say something mean. Those are all normal things that you're going to feel when you're feeling angry, okay? Now all of you think back to your awesome second step lessons about what we do when we're feeling upset. Let's think about one thing that we do when we're feeling really upset. How do we calm down? Do some self-talk right now. Right, so belly breathing, right? So following the deep breath process so that you can, okay? Remember we learned that last week about the 5-finger breathing, okay? We learned about that. You can also count, that's right. You can also use positive self-talk. And that's where we did our gratitude list. I hope some of you were able to write your gratitude list last week. I would love to see them. So if you want to send them to me over email, or if you want to send them to your teacher, I would love to see them. Okay, let's get back to our topic this week. How many of you have read this hilarious book? Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. So it's funny, but it's also serious because it's true. Sometimes we have terrible days. Sometimes we just feel so upset and yucky and pissed off the whole day. And that's okay too. But what can we do about it when we are not in school and when we're at home? We're stuck at home with our family. We're going to talk about that today. So let's read the book first, okay? It maybe has been a while since some of you have read this book. It's one of my favorites. I thought that you might like it. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Ever happened to you before? Yeah, happened to me before. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box. And Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, "We're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white shoes, but they can't make me wear them." When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for books on his desk, and I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot, I got soap in my eyes, my marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. Okay, so what happened in the book? What happened to Alexander? He had a super terrible day, right? He had a super terrible day. How do you think he felt? Self-talk? Yeah. Angry, sad, disappointed, frustrated, okay? Did he have some pretty big feelings for the entire day? He did. Is it okay to have a bad day every now and then? Absolutely, right? A lot of things have changed. You're not seeing your friends in person, right? You can't go to school. Maybe you like that. But the fun parts of school, like the talent show and other things that we're going to miss out on, okay. Also, even when you're in school, it's okay to have a bad day sometimes. It happens to everyone. But when you're super upset and angry and you almost punch your brother, like Alexander actually did punch his brother, it's time to calm down. When you think you might hurt someone, it's time to calm down. When you think you might call somebody a name, it's time to calm down. So we've already talked about our belly breathing. We already know about that, okay? But one thing I want you to try this week is to find a calm down corner in your house. If you don't have a corner, that's totally fine. Maybe there's a little table. Maybe there's a little space on a table. Maybe you just have a calm down box, or like Miss Golden made, maybe you have a calm down bag. Here's my calm down bag, okay? So at my house, I keep this in the same corner every day so that when I feel super upset or super frustrated, disappointed, super angry, I can come to the calm down corner bag and take out what I need in order to feel better. Okay, so again, I want you to make one of these this week, okay? So you can put anything in it that helps you feel better. Here's some things that help me feel better. This ball, it's awesome. Some of you probably remember this from my office, right? It's almost like a massage. It just helps you to calm down when you're feeling really angry, okay? Here's another one. This one I really like for when I'm angry because I can actually pull it really hard and it gets my angry feelings out onto this instead of somebody else. I also have this super awesome fun game, so some of you probably have fun games like this at home. It's like a little tiny one, but it really takes my mind off things. And now I'm super focused on trying to get these little loops onto the sticks. It's super fun. Check that out. Okay, awesome. So you can put that in there. Also, I have a fidget. So whatever you consider to be a fidget, this is just a little fidget I have in my house. And it's just a great way to get my mind off my anger and calm down. So after you're calm, what can you do? That's right, you can make a plan to figure out what to do to either make your day better or to talk to the person that made you upset. Maybe you even need to apologize. Maybe you said something or did something when you were angry that you regret and you need to apologize for. It's time to do that too. And I also have this. This is just something that helps me to remember a fun time I had. So remember, some people can actually put paper and pencils or paper and crayons or markers in their calm down bag or calm down box or calm down corner so that you can draw or write about things that make you happy, right? That's when you begin to use your positive self-talk. That means you're talking to yourself in a way that makes you feel good. You're saying positive things. So Alexander, do you think he said anything positive for his very bad day? No, he didn't say a single positive thing, right? Maybe his thought about going to Australia, that's kind of positive, right? But positive self-talk is really important because it helps you to remember that you are okay and that there are things that about you and what's happening to you that are positive. So this is a fun memory of mine that I had with my family. I can just look at the pictures and I can remember that really awesome time I rode a train with my family, okay? And last but not least, I have this harmonica. Making music makes me feel happy. Listening to music makes me feel happy. Maybe you want to have a music player in your calm down corner. Okay, that can help you. So, Jefferson 4th and 5th graders, thank you for paying attention today. You did an awesome job. Okay, we read Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, right? This is by Judith, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, First, by the way. Okay, great book. It's a good reminder that sometimes we do have bad days, but it's just for a day or just for a moment. And what can you do to calm down? Take belly breaths, count, positive self-talk. And this week, I want you to make a calm down bag or a calm down box, calm down corner, calm down table, some space in your house right now for you to go and just take care of yourself. There's a lot going on right now, and I know you can do it. Thank you so much, 4th and 5th graders. I miss you, and I'll see you next week.